Australia, the land of sun, surf and wildlife that's secretly plotting your demise. If you're planning a hiking adventure down under, you've probably heard horror stories about venomous snakes and giant spiders. I'm here as a certified Australian hiker to tell you it's okay. You need not worry about Leggy McWebface or our danger noodles. So while you're busy hyperventilating over a harmless huntsman spider, let me introduce you to the real dangers lurking in the Aussie bush. Things in Australia that will unalive you. The water, both the creatures inside of it and a lack of. In terms of things to be cautious of within the water, look out for the Prime Minister of Australia. You thought I was going to say shark. The leader of Australia, Harold Holt, drowned at a Victorian beach in 1967, and despite an intense search effort, his body was never found. Conspiracy? Or just a reminder that if you're doing a hike around water and want to go for a swim, don't become complacent. Or else you too might have a swimming pool named after you. And of course, yes, sharks live in the water, but you should know you have an equal chance of getting killed by a kangaroo. If you are driving to or returning from your hike, watch out for our skippy friends. They love to jump out at you for no logical reason. Be extra vigilant at dusk, dawn or nighttime. And if you see one of these signs, it means welcome to the battlefield. Good luck. Returning from our side quest back to the water, when out on the trail, even on the more populated tracks, never assume that there will be water available in the rain tanks or the creeks. Of course, the cooler months you're usually pretty safe, but during summer or times of drought, it's a good idea to check in with the local parks or visitor centre just to confirm there's water available. Oh, and one more thing, just look out for the blue-ringed octopus. Let me guess, you have an octopus that can kill you as well. Seriously? Muscle paralysis is what they're really good at. Including the muscles that you use to, breathe. But death's super rare, because they're shy. The only thing that's saving me from certain death from a blue-ringed octopus is because it's an introvert. Pretty much. Things in Australia that will unalive you. The sun. In case you weren't aware, there is a giant flaming ball in our solar system. This ball produces different types of energy. Visible light, which we see as sunlight, infrared radiation, which we feel as heat, and UV radiation, which we cannot see or feel. Sun ghost, if you will. Due to Australia's geographical location, we have some of the highest levels of sun ghost in the world, and consequently, some of the highest rates of skin cancer in the world. To put this into perspective, more than 2 in 3 Australians will be diagnosed with skin cancer in their lifetime. That's UV radiation is strong enough to cause sunburn in as little as 11 minutes. And a personal skill of mine, getting sunburnt through the window of the car. But what I'm trying to get at here is you can be exposed to sun ghost even on cool or overcast days. So while you are looking at the weather for your hiking trip, also take note of the UV index. The UV index gives a rating from 1 to 11 plus. Anything that is 3 or above means sun protection is recommended. Any good weather app like the Bureau of Meteorology or the SunSmart app will tell you the particular time of day when the UV index is at its worst. This brings us to Australia's finest health campaign, first brought to us in 1981 by a seagull. Slip, slop, slap, seek, slide. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, slap on a... Hey, sorry, can you just slow the voiceover down a bit? I can't slip, slop, slap that fast. Slap on a hat, seek shade, and slide on sunnies. Things in Australia that will unalive you. This? Don't go there. Yes? No. They will be watching. They will be waiting. Who? The people? The dinosaurs. Pretty sure dinosaurs went extinct about... Stingers. Stingers? Venomous jellyfish. You have those too. Of course we do. I'm just gonna go outside for 5 minutes just to get some air, if that's all right. Watch out for the trees. Things in Australia that will unalive you. the trees.
Oh, for f***'s sake.
There is a phenomenon called sudden branch drop, or SBD. This means a seemingly healthy tree may shed one of its limbs without warning. It's easy to imagine a tree dropping a limb on a windy or stormy day, but sudden branch drop can happen in clear skies on a still day. There are certain types of trees that are more prone to SBD. Particular species of eucalyptus are one of them. And in case it slipped your mind, you won't be able to last 5 minutes in Australia without coming across some kind of eucalyptus tree. It's our trademark. What this means for you is before you go and pitch your tent at a campsite, have a look up to check you are not under any looming branches. You wouldn't want to wake up inside your tent and discover you've been crushed. Only you wouldn't wake up, because you've been crushed. There's no distinct answer for why sudden branch drop occurs. Some suggest it's self-preservation. In a typical summer, a tree might need to cut down on water consumption to boost its survival odds, so it's better to abort a limb than to lose your entire self. Others suggest it's a mix of environmental conditions, the age of the tree, and perhaps even a bacterial link. Either way, welcome to nature's version of Russian roulette. Things in Australia that will unalive you. Drop bears. If you meet an Australian and they start telling you how they used to ride kangaroos to school, they are joking. We love a bit of banter. If, however, you meet an Australian and they start telling you about drop bears, they are not joking. Drop bears come from the same family as the more well-known and cuter cousin, the koala. Similar to koalas, drop bears live up in the trees, and like any animal in Australia, if they feel threatened, if they feel provoked, if you get too close, they, like their name suggests, can drop from a tree and land on you. They have super sharp claws and are capable of causing severe lacerations. They are far more aggressive than koalas. This is not to scare you. You won't find them in urban areas or even in trees on the side of the road. They are much more elusive and prefer dense bushland. They also adapt the same sleeping habits as their cousins, sleeping between 18 to 22 hours per day. So the odds of seeing one are rare, yet alone seeing one during its awake and hunting time. So if you're taking a break under a tree, just take a quick glance up and you'll be fine. And if you think this is the part of the video where a drop bear is about to land on me from this tree above, you'd be wrong. No, actually, you'd be wrong. I'm the only one here filming. There's nobody off camera that can throw a bear at me on cue, so bit of a wasted opportunity, that one. Things in Australia that will unalive you. Bushfires.
Light it up, pedal to the metal. We're gonna take it to a whole nother level tonight. Alright, a whole nother level.
There's no explanation needed as to why bushfires are a danger, but let me throw in a few Aussie twists. We are known for our hot and dry summers, which are ideal conditions for bushfires. Throw in some strong wind and you've got an uncontrollable, unpredictable and fast-moving fire. 77% of Australia's total native forest area are eucalyptus trees. Lucky for us, eucalyptus trees have a PhD in pyrotechnics. They are highly flammable due to the oils in their leaves, but these trees have evolved with fire-adaptive traits. The heat from fire can trigger the release of seeds, allowing them to germinate in the nutrient-rich ash left behind. Put simply, they love a good fire. And if the trees are conspiring against you in a bushfire, you better hope you're not there. Each state of Australia has a different body who looks after the parks. So if you have a hike planned, check for changes to the conditions in the park before you leave, as some parks may even close on total fire ban days. We have the AFTRS, the Australian Fire Danger Rating System, which will give you an idea of how dangerous a fire could be if one starts in your area. You'll also find these signs on the side of the road. And of course, if a fire has already started, you can tune in to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation on the radio, who will air emergency broadcasts. You can also use the emergency app that is specific to the state you are in. Risk it to get the biscuit. In the case of a fire, the opposite is true. And just for your peace of mind, here is my segment on snakes and spiders. Let me demonstrate what 90% of snake encounters look like. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm the snake. So if you're hiking along the trail and you're lucky enough to come across a snake, it's probably going to be from this distance away. And this is what the snake's going to do. Let me demonstrate what the remaining 10% of snake encounters look like. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm the snake. What on earth? I'm just trying to catch some sun here. Go around. Go around. No, don't get too close. Don't step on me. Thank you. God, you people have no idea what it's like to be cold-blooded. God. Let me demonstrate what 90% of spider encounters look like. I tell you what, it's just so liberating to be the first person on the trail of a morning. The path ahead of you, yet to be explored. Oh God! Face spiders! Just checking you're still okay to present the video, or... Let me demonstrate what the remaining 10% of spider encounters look like. Actually, I don't think I've ever come across a spider in any other circumstance while hiking. You're actually safer out on the trail than you are at home. They're all in our houses paying us rent. That's how we can afford to live the Australian lifestyle, through the spider rent scheme. We give a quarter of our house in exchange for money. So while it is correct that Australia is home to some truly venomous snakes and spiders, they prefer to retreat rather than engage in confrontation. In other words, they're going to yeet the hell out of your way. Because humans are scary, especially those that exhibit signs of board game aggression. I'm gonna have to pick all those pieces up now. You may have come into this video with the perception that making it to adulthood in Australia is nothing short of miraculous. But rest assured, we are one of the highest ranking countries in terms of life expectancy. Some other bits to throw in here. In the event of an emergency, call 000. If you are paying attention, many of our parks feature emergency markers, which are normally green signs with a code on them. That code references your location. But keep in mind that you will quite often be out of mobile phone coverage, so it's always a good idea to carry a personal locator beacon. It's also worth looking up the Australian track grading system, so you can choose a hike that is more suited to your abilities. If you want to go hiking in Australia, all you need is some common sense. Unfortunately, you can't buy common sense off the shelf, so in that case it might actually be a bit dangerous. Shit.
Loving you makes the stars shine brighter. Yeah. One step closer to the halo. Yeah. We are what we yes, we rule our own domain. Yeah, yeah. Keep our heads up high, pushing on like a chugging train.
Path ahead of you, yet to be explored. Oh God! No, not face spiders!